He's in the house with us this morning. I gotta say to Bunks, you cast out of this. you were supposed to be my last interview this morning, but you put some dough back in the, you put some salt back in the sugar. So sugar back in the salt.
As long as it working both ways, we good to go.
It working. Bunks, you're back in the race. It is tomorrow.
Yes.
Do you think you have been able to bring that message out enough?
Personally, I believe so. I think our style of campaigning this year, instead of being in people's face, which they don't like, because they are under stress with GB and other matters, things are rough, the economy a little sluggish. So instead of you being in their face, you are standing beside them, having a conversation.
Oh, great.
And I think that has changed the approach of some of them looking at the voters, looking at the politicians. I think I did all right. I feel very comfortable, to be honest with you. It's definitely not January 2024 for me.
It's a different ball game.
Totally different.
And, and some people, yes, I know a lot of people are saying, oh, government shouldn't have fed. But it's still giving those same people who saying it an opportunity to come back in the race.
Exactly.
So to fix it, and your leader say, fix it right this time.
Yes. I think we did well in January. We had 2 seats. We want to do better now. So we're looking for 3 or even a 4th seat. And I think the momentum that the party has right now, people are believing our message. People are turning around. Listen, this election is not about car rallies and flags and posters. People are hurting. People want solutions to the problems we have in this country. And if you're not solution-based in your presentations, and you're promising, again, pie in the sky, and they're going to do this, and how are you going to do it?
Correct.
How are you going to pay for it? And if that is not the basis of your discussion with people will get turned off.
And I had this conversation about you, Bones. The only thing people are saying about you to turn people off, he can't get elected.
That's not true.
And it's not true.
They know that. If it was true, I'm sure the newspaper would have write about it again.
I think so.
But they also know now that it is not true. And, look, Billy, at the end of the day, the onlyest one that's going to stop me from taking my seat is the Lord.
Yeah.
Because you can tell me to take a seat. Come sit down beside me. Other than that, I go to Parliament, brother.
Yeah. But explain that again so the voter could know why he could vote for you tomorrow.
I can take my seat. The law states that. The law says when you are convicted during a term, you're suspended. I was suspended the last term. Yes, I was convicted in 2021. I was suspended the 6th of January 2022, and I settled the rest of the term. Had Christopher Emmanuel become a minister in January when he was elected, I would have been an MP. No ifs and buts about that. Everybody knows that. But you see, Billy, none of them, and I boldly said none of them, especially all those ballers, those naysayers, can sit and debate me one-on-one, pound for pound, on any topic, including the laws. I will debate any one of them any given time. You know why, Billy? I know what I'm talking about.
Correct.
I am their biggest fear in Parliament. I am the Buncamper Effect. I come prepared and I tell the truth. I don't need to cut a backdoor deal for nobody in Parliament. The country comes first. If you want to know what means love for your country, call me. 35 years I served as a civic service member in the Lions Club. I have a Queen's decoration. You don't hear me boasting about it, but I got them.
Queen decoration.
I got it from 1990 something already. I ain't like these little Johnny come latelys want to make a name on my back. Because I have become the comparable now. Buncamper can't think, see, we gotta get you out of the race at all costs. Even if we're gonna sell mommy and daddy. That's how desperate some of them are. And again, Billy, at the end of the day, I can take my seat by law.
Yeah.
They know it. I feel sometimes sorry to hear certain people say that when they have a law degree or they are serving in Parliament, because that means they took an oath. They took an oath based on the Constitution. The Constitution says I can take my seat.
That's right.
Because if I could not take my seat, then I should not be on the list today. Because you committed voters fraud then, as the country Sint Maarten.
As the electoral council committed fraud.
The country, because the governor overseen it.
Yeah.
He agreed that they're on the list.
Yep.
Okay, good. You see?
And that's enough grounds to...
Listen, man, all these little wishy-washy nonsense, little boys them running there with the pampers on you. Listen, come tomorrow, a lot of people going to wake up and go sleep. All right. Tuesday, when the results are known, plenty going to be rushing Grand Marché and Sunny Food and all them, buying boxes of pampers. Because they're going to be in serious trouble. A lot of people have not realized what has happened over the last month and a half. But what we call the grassroots campaign, getting to people with solutions. Billy, nobody's interested that you're going to build 500 homes, or you're going to do this, or you're going to do that. But you ain't telling them where the money come from. I just saw a fella come with a contract. I got it in my mailbox. 1,600 condos. And listen, that thing ain't even what toilet paper.
16 what?
100 condos the billion. That's not even toilet paper anymore. That's crazy. You build 1,600 condos and then put on $350, $400 something, $500 for studio, 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom. And I'm saying to myself, 1,600 condos, that's twice, 3 times Belvedere.
Yeah.
That's what you're talking about. That takes years to build. The term will have passed and you're still building.
Yeah.
It don't make sense.
1,600 condos.
1,600 condos. Listen, when I saw it, I only smart.
He got to be an OBA man.
No. You're just an idiot. That's not an OBA man. That's pie in the sky. That's trying to make a fella that's struggling with rent. How we going to deal with it? But I will give you something about struggling with rent. Because, people are looking for solutions that are plausible. And I keep telling people, where there's a will, there's a way. Billy, I have spoken about different things, especially the seniors, where I said the seniors should not be taxed. You realize how many people talking about it now?
Yeah, everybody.
Everybody. Why? Because it's something good. Seniors are listening to Buncamper. The difference is most of them ain't telling you how they're going to do it or what they're going to do. I am telling you from day one. We changed the law come January 1st, 2025. It's where you change in the law that certain ages, because it goes with age. When do you collect this pension? Is it 60? Is it 62? Is it 65? Which one is it?
Correct.
And you base on that the pension is exempted. Now, if you have a secondary pension, like AOV, what everybody else getting because they consider that a pension. Now, what are they doing, Billy? A lot of people don't understand this. I get a 3,000 guilder pension, I'm taxed on it. I get 1,300 guilders AOV, I'm not taxed on that because it's below minimum wage. But guess what happens at the end of the year? That 1,300 guilders suddenly became 15,600 guilders, and they add that on to my pension that I collected of 36,000. So now suddenly I make 51,000 guilders, and they plan acid income tax on me. That's what they're doing to the pensioners. So it ain't about...
That don't make no sense.
But it is the law, and that's what I'm saying. We got to change that. You got to change because...
So I get to know it over here, and then over there, you're murdering me at the end.
Exactly, because the AOV is below pension, is below taxable.
So that's not taxed.
It's not taxed.
At 1,300.
At 1,300.
It's just taxed at 50-something.
Yes, because now it's a part of the income.
Correct.
You see, we call it wage tax first, and then we come to income tax. Correct. That's the killer. That's the one that puts pensioners every year in a 5,000 to 7,000 guilder hole.
You're saying, separate that 1,300 and don't tax it at all. Even when it amounts to the 15?
No. I don't want you to tax seniors no more. Okay. When you add up what comes in from the seniors, it's about 3 million, maybe 4 million by now. That money you have to find elsewhere. That 4 million the seniors were paying to the government, we are saying, no, they will not be taxed anymore moving forward. I'm not talking about if they got apartments and all this. I'm talking about your pension. There are 2 pensions you have. The AOV pension that the government gives you that's not taxable because it's only 1,300. And the second one is the pension that you work for if you're a civil servant or by GEB or by Taylor, by the airport, harbour, wherever. Or by a private company.
The 1,300, how you say get that from government is not taxable?
No, you get that from AOV.
AOV. So what, did you pay into that? Or?
Most of the people have paid into AOV because AOV is mandatory by law. Everybody who works pays AOV and pays premiums with SFV.
Private or public?
Anybody. Everybody who works got to pay.
Is it stationed at 1,300 or could it be more?
No, right now the maximum is 1,325.
Okay.
But what I'm trying to say, Billy, is that money combined should not be taxed.
Correct.
That's one of the things we said. Now, one of the biggest problems we have, and a lot of people
And
don't
I
want
want
to...
to come back on one thing that you said, Bob. You say you determined 62, 63, or 65.
Yes.
So you're saying once you reach whatever age is determined, you pay no more taxes.
Correct.
But do you have an assessment of how many taxes is collected by how much people over that age? So do we know? The government could know where to collect back that money?
2,500 to 3,000 people.
Good.
Pay that. Pay
What,
this tax.
what does that entail in terms of money that the government
3
could
million.
use?
3 million. That's what I was telling you. It's
So
between
you
3 and 4 million.
So you're saying find that somewhere else.
Exactly.
And these people were.
Exactly. And we said, let's do the 0.5% transaction tax. You're making 55 to 60 million.
Correct.
So you take off the 4 million, you still got 51 or 55 million guilders in your hand to do something else with this government. Why are you destroying the people that have worked all their lives? Billy did build this country for me, you know.
Yeah.
My mother and father were hard-working people that built the country. And yet, my mother at 80 years old was getting 6,000, 7,000 guilders every year as back tax.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
My mother tell him point blank, she ain't paying it no more. She done with that. It's like GB.
No, but come on.
You know how many people telling me now today, Bunks ain't paying GB no more? I done GB. Because GB's charging me more when I don't have current than when I have current.
Correct.
This is a serious issue that have to be looked at. But Billy, you know, when you got 54%, because I listened to your previous speaker, and she spoke about a data-driven government. That is a normal something, that you use data to drive
Yes.
a government, to do your research, to put your policies in place. Now, GB has a data, but they show, as Helen driving there, business plans on the data.
They should have a data.
They should. They must got data because they're charging us money.
Yeah.
They got data. They didn't lose their data for all the years back. So there is something to say about data-driven government. But we know we don't need to do no data analysis. You go by SLV and you know how much people earn minimum wage. 54%. And then you want to see how many people earn less than 3,000 guilders a month. 71%. That's data. That data right there. Government don't need a statistic department to do that. The data is there. We need to do data sharing with SFV, the tax office, and all those things. If we do that, because that's what we don't do. We don't share data.
Yeah.
Everybody hold their data because knowledge is power. And that's unfortunate. But Billy, if you got 54% making minimum wage, about 1,800 guilders, then you need to help those people because they are voters too.
Yes.
And they are human beings. You need to help them someplace that we are not presently helping them. We are going to propose what we call a house rent deduction policy. Up to $800 you pay in house rent, you can deduct that from your taxes, from your income tax.
Very good.
You do a house rent deduction
Policy.
and a policy, and you make sure that this works and helps those to put more money in their pocket. How do you do that? It's a form of wealth. Because now when you're filling in your income tax form, if you were paying $500 rent, that means that's $6,000, 10,800 guilders you can now subtract from your income tax. So like how you just subtract the interest from your mortgage on your house. In the income
Correct,
tax,
correct.
you're going to allow people to subtract their rent. Now this people say, yeah, but I don't make sure that they only keep renting. At minimum wage, you get no damn mortgage to buy no house. Let us not talk stupidness. Let us not pull ideas that are not real. If I making $1,200 and I gotta pay $500 rent, just do the math. How many children? How often we gonna eat a week? Because if you gotta pay GB, food, transportation, all kind of things, you are not going to be able to eat every day.
Correct.
And we had a survey that showed that. There was a survey done about 2 years ago, and it was presented last year at the university, and I was appalled when I saw it. I couldn't believe what I was seeing on the screen. The presentation was done by VSR, and that thing brought tears to my eyes, because you also realize that seniors was skipping one meal a week sometimes.
I know exactly what you're talking about, Bones, because at that time when I found out that I tell myself we are heading towards a social crisis in this country.
Yes, we are.
There will be an explosion because it's not getting better. we are heading towards a social crisis.
You see, and Billy, and that's why I am telling them, I don't want to come with pie in the sky. I don't believe in pie in the sky. I trying to bring something that realistically can work. The Minister of Finance can make these adjustments in policy form. So like how the now Minister of Justice created a policy that all children that were born here from foreign parents with a swipe of a pen now, you don't need to pay 3,000 guilders anymore for an application. You will get permanent residency, and with that you will be in line to request a Dutch passport as you go along.
Correct.
But at least you will get an ID card and you can identify yourself, you have a place.
That's right.
Oh, you hear them, they hit the radio waves and start ramping and raving. Why? Because they didn't think on it.
Yeah.
Because they didn't create a plausible solution. Is it the ultimate
And
solution?
we're talking about it for so long.
Yes. Is it the ultimate solution? No, it's not. But it's a transition. It's a gateway to the future of where you want to go with your whole immigration policy. There are things that we change. And this is what we stand for. Nation, opportunity, and wealth. We are trying to give people a road in. I am telling them, I'm tired of hearing about project. What about value for money projects? Why can't we talk about value for money? And when I say value for money, I'm talking about solar buses. We have solar buses driving. They are charged on solar energy. That's it. There's no fuel.
They would run all day.
Exactly,
Yeah.
Billy. And they're maintenance free nearly.
Environment is clean too.
Exactly. So the bus costs about $20,000, you know. You know, $50,000, $100,000, $20,000 in China, a 14-seater. I did my research because there are people in Sint Maarten planning on it right now. I am saying, let's look at this in a broader scale, and all the existing bus drivers, come. We're going to swap bus. Come. Let's talk about you working, owning part of the Sint Maarten bus company.
That's right.
You own 0.5% because you're a driver. So if I got 100 drivers at 0.5%, that means that's 50%. If I got 200 drivers, it's 100%. Or it's like 0.25% depending on the values that we are putting in. Because I want it to be so that seniors and children can drive at a reduced rate or preferably free.
Correct.
And because fuel is not the killer there anymore,
You could reduce
you
it.
can do it.
Almost do it for free.
and your insurance is going to be much less because your engine E mashing up and this E mashing up and that mashing up. So there are a lot of things, Billy.
And you saw that bus bumps. You did the research on that bus.
The buses can be put two in a container. I know that much. Containers from China is 10,000, so about 5,000, $25,000 we got buses. I am going to have that discussion with car ship dealers in Sint Maarten. I don't want to exclude nobody. This is an inclusion market for everybody in Sint Maarten. I can also bring them in myself, you know, and put them out on the market for rent. But that's not what it's about. It's about how can we fix the country's
Correct.
infrastructure, transportation.
But the government should go along with that.
Yes,
the government should go with that.
This is what I am telling you is
that's innovative.
how now is thinking. We are thinking out of the box. We want value for a project. I just don't want to go buy buses and sell them out there like what we do now. I'm saying no, let's go out there, let's get projects that work well for us. Billy, another thing in Sint Maarten, civil aviation. We are a category 0. We have no category.
Yeah.
We can't do nothing. So I am
Right now we still a category.
Yes, we have nothing, we got nothing. We ain't got nothing. We haven't done nothing because of no money they said. So fine. Right now we pay $65 in taxes when we leave this country. Then bring it up to $75. You take that $10 at 1.5 million people, that's $15 million. And you pump that for the next 3 to 4 years into civil aviation, and don't tell me with $45 to $60 million, we can be a category 1 by 2026, 2027.
What would that mean if you're category 1?
Everything open, every door opens for you again because you can fly into the United States of America again. Sable Station, Bonaire, Aruba, all category 1s. Holland is category 1. The only two that are not is Sint Maarten and Curacao. And we lose huge business. All our private-owned companies.
We're not category 1 though. Is it our fault or is it because somebody's blocking us from being
No,
category?
it's our fault. It's our
What
fault.
didn't we do?
We don't have the personnel. needed to do flight inspection, to certify aircrafts and all that. We don't have those people. Those people don't cost $10 an hour. They cost $100 an hour. That's why I'm saying 15 million per year. I didn't say $1 million a year. I'm saying put a tax there of $10, and you're going to hear the naysayers, oh, people ain't going to come. BS. In Santo Domingo, they pay $100 departure tax. It is the fastest growing economy, tourism, and airports in the Caribbean. So please don't tell me it ain't so. Go look at Antigua.
If you look at Santo Domingo Airport now, they're way gone.
But go look at Antigua, carbon copy of ours. Go look at their taxes. People still going to Antigua. People still going to St. Kitts. Why? Because they want to go. They ain't going there just for the sea, sun, and sand, you know. They're going there for what the country has to offer. And today, that's more than sea, sun, and sand.
Correct.
And that's where you ride right into your cultural heritage. Because that's what people want.
But nobody speaks about we being category 0.
Because nobody knocks in. But it hampers the airport. We can't just... Our aircrafts, when they can't fly to the USVI, you know. When they can't fly St. Thomas, they used to fly St. Thomas. Yep. They can't fly no more because they have lost that status.
So now I understand
when you got
it's hard to get from Sint Maarten to St. Thomas.
Exactly. When you got like that, the guy there who's on a jet budget, these fellas used to do evacuation flights, but they can't do the evacuation flights to America. So we got to bring in another airplane, put the people in, and fly them out. Because Sint Maarten doesn't have it. So your local based airlines are not certified
so
category 1.
Category 1 bunks, that would fly our wings.
It opens our doors right away. It opens your doors right away. Remember, one of the things that Sint Maarten always said was that we wanted the American customs clearance in Sint Maarten.
Yeah.
And I haven't heard in this whole campaign.
No, I haven't.
I hear nobody bring it up. And you have to ask yourself the reason why.
Yeah.
Why don't you want
the US
it?
Pre-clearance.
Yes, the US, exactly.
I hear it at all.
Nobody brought it up. And the question is why? Why are we so... Oh, because the US consulate says so. Really? If you don't do nothing, nothing will happen. Mm-hmm. If you do something, it will happen.
Correct.
You see, we just simply have to do these things. And I'm saying, if we don't do them, Billy, we really
why do we have so much problem, though? Why is Sint Maarten in this disarray that we're in? Is it politically? People say because government failed. Yeah, but government failed, but we ain't do nothing?
No, I think the country has bigger problems than just government falling.
I think so, too.
When you look at our pushback to go green energy, that's not only government. That's also GB. That's also the banks. Because where does the money come from?
Yeah.
You need to invest. And I found someone I know that said, listen, let's do a review to put 500 homes with solar panels. Let's see what they're going to cost us. Let's see how long they're going to take. Now you can do it 2 ways. You can put just the solar panels and, put the electricity back on GB's grid, run it through your house, or you can put batteries and use it yourself. Billy, if you hear the prices that rolled out, I don't want to reveal it yet because it would be unfair to them. But if you see the prices rolled out versus the prices charged here, you're going to know that it can happen overnight. And it doesn't take long. But it is the new industry that we got to start preparing our people for to work in it.
That's right.
We got to start teaching them by NEPA what solar energy is all about. Wow. We don't have to wait till it's here to do it. You hear them talking now. We got to bring in so much of people to do work here, so much of people to do work there. And I'm saying, but we have NEPA. We used to have an LTS, MTS. We closed down all those things. And today we're bringing in handymen, plumbers, masons, carpenters. And I'm saying, what's going on? We don't want to educate our own. We let go, what 100 people in TLM? You want to tell me those people can be reschooled and taught something like all the technical people maybe can go into the solar field and start preparing for solar, because solar is the next generation of power. Not LNG, not diesel, no. Solar or waste to energy, alternative fuels. This is what it is for Sint Maarten. Right. We need to do those value projects, Billy, if we truly want to mean something for country Sint Maarten, we're going to have to go
all of these projects has to go through Parliament, Bones?
No. No.
That's what I'm saying, though. Yes,
Look, you're going to have a governing accord. Tomorrow is D-Day. Tomorrow we are at the crossroads. Do we want a new direction? Do we want to go forward? Or do we want the same old same? If that's what you want, then you know what to do. If you want a change, you want a new direction, you want a sense of hope, you want Tuesday morning to be a happy morning, a hopeful morning, then you vote now. Then you vote for the new direction, the Nation, Opportunity and Wealth Party, because that's what we are offering you. No pie in the sky, no sweet talk, no in hindsight I could have do this or I could have do that. Listen, Billy, leadership is instilled in you. You can be taught the styles. You can be taught styles like the Mandela style, the Gorbachev style, the Mother Teresa style. I was taught different styles of leadership in Lionism to go and hold high office. But the one thing they always teach you, take your time in making a decision. No decision is an emergency when it comes to an organization. A doctor has an emergency at the operating table. Correct. He don't go come back. He got to do what he got to do.
Right in there.
But when you dealing with the country, you take your time. And when people start to pressure you, if you don't do this and you don't do that, what going to happen? Ruffle out the noise. You look at your country. And when you make those decisions, no matter where the chips fall, you made them with a clear conscience. Not with a inferior conscience or a conscience that was confused by a bunch of friends and family. You make a choice that is best for this country because there are no do-overs. If the doctor operated you wrong, you're dead. You get another chance. You're dead. You had your chance, you died. Because you didn't listen, you do bad things, your body gave out. This is country Sint Maarten we talking about. Country Sint Maarten is not at the operating table, you know. Country Sint Maarten is in the starting gates of the race of its life. And when that gun goes off tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock, everybody, together with Country Sint Maarten, is racing to the finish line. And that finish line, you will see that big yellow no banner there.
I vote for Bunks tomorrow morning. What should I feel? What should I see?
When you vote for me tomorrow morning, you'll see a few things. You will see a man that loves this country. I don't think there's anybody who loves Sint Maarten more than I love Sint Maarten. I have no place to go.
I think I love it more than you.
You're the friend side and that side. So both of us, we holding we flag and we hand with this one. Billy, I am a solution-oriented man. I think out of the box. I am not afraid of nobody. I have stood and fought anything that got in my way as long as it wasn't good for country Sint Maarten. My track record is proven. I don't need to come up here and read off what all I did. The people know how I worked during hurricanes in Sint Maarten. The people have seen me in public works. They know when Buncamper say, it's going to get done, it's going to get done. That's the Buncamper Effect. My knowledge and ability and experience and expertise has allowed me to be able to do that. I am not asking to go to Parliament to learn on the job. I know the job. Been there already. I have advised many ministers and commissioners and parliamentarians in the past. I understand the task ahead of us. But this task is asking for people with a backbone. People with a big heart. But most importantly, people that can strategically negotiate, because we are in a loser's position actually. Right now we're in the loser's position. And we got to negotiate our way into a winning position. Look at India. It's a disgrace that the Minister of Finance had to come out and say what really went down. Yeah. When people stood bold-faced and lied and said A, B, C, D. Well, let me tell you again. I'm going to say it for the last time. Because tomorrow we're doing it. Never again will we be lied to. Never again will we be lied to.
So you see what we got from the former government with Ines, just nothing but lies.
It's nonsense. Look, Billy, do we need a solution? Yes, we need one. But we presented a solution. We said talk to APS. See how we can make an amendment to the law. Put the 3,000 people there and make sure that 150 million, because you know, Billy, Sint Maarten is paying 3 million. 30 years or 50 years. That's 150 or 90 million. But the central bank, who we own 22, 28% of, they're paying 15 million a year. Now, that's our money. That's our money too. So if we got to take 30%, let me take 25% out of that 15 million, that's another 3.75 million. Plus my 2 million, 2.5 million, that's 6.25 million guilders for the next 50 years. Believe that's 300 million Sint Maarten people coughing up for a private company in Kyoto. What for nonsense is this? And then you come and tell me that's the best deal we could get? But then you all are fools. You don't know what it means to strategically fight for the country. That 300 million is the same liquidity loan money we pay.
Yeah.
You see, Billy, that's to show you how these people are. They lie, they lie, they lie, and they hide. And now here comes the minister, and Billy, most probably nobody would have catch on. Had the damn fools not opened their mouth and said, but are you falling short on the money? You got to give us more money. And they went to look. And the more they start to dig, they realize, hey, but there were other things added in that we got to pay. And Billy, nothing against helping your brothers in the best, in the same station. I consider them brothers and sisters from us.
Yeah, but we first.
But again, I got to help myself before I can help you. You see, and this is where it goes wrong completely in this whole in-year deal. Now, there are people that are saying the in-year deal was this and the in-year deal was that. There are other people that were involved in this whole in-year deal, and they're doing as if they were never part of it. And they're doing as if they don't know what's going on there. But you collect 8 million. You were the advisor. So you don't know what's going on.
Yeah, and you know this, the Minister of Finance earlier this morning, I mean, I'm still in shock for the things that she has said. But she's really digging into the nitty-gritty.
She has to. That's her job. But you see, she's able. She has the ability and the capability. You don't put little boys to do a big man's job. You don't put a failed accountant to do the job of a Minister of Finance. And I heard the leader of the party say we got to find capable people that, I agree with you, but you didn't find one. You just put one. But Billy, one of the things I think is very important, and my apologies for the coughing, but the flu is really working on me these days.
You want me to turn this off? Or?
No, it's okay, man. It's okay. Billy, one of the biggest problems we have right now is our civil servants.
Yeah.
They're totally demotivated. A lot of people have worked under fear for the past 4 years in government. And as a
When you say work under fear, you mean that they were fear of being fired?
Yes. Well, listen, the former government has the record in Sint Maarten's government for firing people. No government has fired as many people or allowed as many people to be fired in government-owned companies as the former any up-led government. None. They have the record. Go down to the airport, see how much you fire. Go tell them, see how much you fire. Go GB. Go Harbour. Go all over and ask the questions. Ask the question. I think the airport had what? 30, 40? Taylor had 100? That's 140 people. And we talking civil servants here.
Yeah.
We talking civil servants here. So, our justice minister went back into work. Put what? 30, 40 people who were sitting at home collecting salaries. Suspended because spite work. Please. If you're going to put
What did he do yesterday? I saw the justice minister did something
He
yesterday.
got in more national ordinances for people's positions in the force, immigration, wherever they work. They have now gotten their national decree, their launch slide, stating what their rank is, what their rank in the job, etc., and their pay. So it has now been regulated, so they will be paid based on what the launch slide.
But you said he also bring back people to work who was...
There were people that were sitting at home, they were suspended. I know of people that were sitting at home because they told the Minister of Justice, listen, you know what you're doing. Oh, you're suspended, you go home. People sitting at home 6 months, 8 months, a year. They're being paid, Billy. They're being paid. They're being paid. This is the problem. We just had the head of personnel affairs win her case in courts. Government got to pay her back everything. Because the NA government sent her home because she was the former chief of staff of Christopher Emmanuel. This is the spiteful, vindictive type of government we had. People were working in fear. Nobody wants to say anything. You go look at Vromi. It's a shell. Everybody gone at the top. Fired or gone. Just left quick because they can't deal with this nonsense. They prefer to suck salt than be demonized by the way they were being demonized by the government.
Wow.
It's a very serious issue we have. And, you know, we are there for 3.5 months and we have been trying to reinstill motivation in people. It's not easy, you know, when you have been beaten for 4 years with a stick. It's difficult for me to even stick my head like a turtle. I keep my head within my shell because I want to knock it off.
Bunks, let's talk about benefiting the smart man on the street as fast as you get elected. How do we fix him? The guy who's going to vote for you tomorrow. Minimum wage, house rent, health. I mean,
it's not a light switch, Billy. And I ain't going to tell nobody because I see someone and say, oh, within 100 days I'm going to do this. You got to change certain laws. In the tax law, it only happens by the 1st of every year.
Yeah.
So you can't say, okay, come 1st of October, we're going to do this. No.
I got 1st of January.
That ain't going to work. What we have to do is stop the amount of people coming from outside to work here so that our own people can get a job. That can happen overnight with the swipe of a pen. The minister says, I ain't leaving in no more foreign workers. You're going to use those that I have here and you're going to pay them. You're going to pay them and I'm going to check you. You can start looking at food prices in the stores. We can start to monitor that a little better through customs and checking it from where it originates. This is more paperwork, but it can have a direct effect on you. I think one of the biggest problems that they have...
between I never understood how one supermarket could get a concession, for example, on rice. One supermarket. Exclusivity on food item. Shouldn't the government look into that?
I don't think any supermarket can have exclusivity. I know they have it with liquor. With liquor they have it and they lost all their cases with parallel. So you own Mahatma rice, God bless you. I can buy Mahatma rice in Panama and bring it here. You can't stop me. The customs won't stop me because the law doesn't stop you.
Okay.
You see,
but
so
for example, Coca-Cola, for example.
If it is in the brand, if it is again in the alcoholic in that field, the liquor field, they used to have, like in the olden days, I'm the agent for Hennessy, I'm the agent for Marlboro. Yes. Well, you notice, you go check the Chinese, they bring in everything parallel.
Yeah.
They bring in their own containers. They don't buy from people. What they do is they go in the stores, buy up all your dog food, buy up all your watermelon, then sell it more expensive because only they got it. But you see, they're a consortium on their own. They have a lot of money. Now, these are the type of things that you have to look at. How do you work it?
We have to look.
One of the good things for Sint Maarten is you have the French side. The problem is the euro is stronger than the dollar, so nobody gonna go French side and shop just like that now, unless the price is 10% lower or 15% lower. Otherwise, it will make no sense.
When we talk about bracket about business, I want to see your reaction on. We saw what was said to be going to happen to Carlin's son. Bakery. What do you think about that?
I think it's a shame. Personally, I know Carl Hausen very well. I know his son very well, Kenrick. I find it a pity, but this is something. I can't blame the last government for this. This has happened systemically over the years where we allowed people to bake.
But let me ask you this though: Could the taxman seize your stuff?
Sure, they can.
If
you don't pay taxes, they will seize it. They seize your house too.
Okay, I thought that was a different entity would do the auctioning. I didn't know it was the tax man would do the auction.
The receivers does it because the taxman plans the assessment. The receivers collects the taxes. If you don't pay those taxes, they place an attachment on your goods and they auction it off. But again,
I'm happy you said this too, Bunks. We got supermarkets today selling bread, they're selling food, they're selling cooked food, they're selling. So then you're killing the other business somehow.
When you take a bakery, because
Carl is only bakery, that's his bakery.
Exactly. So when we give licenses for supermarkets, they come and say, yeah, but you can't, you have to facilitate the shopper. And the shopper must be able to buy bread. I agree.
But buy bread from Carl.
Buy the Carl and Sons bread and put it in the supermarket.
That's it.
Do that. But people have the right to choice. I agree. You have a right to everything. But it cannot be at the detriment of your own.
Yeah.
This is what we don't understand. We are not protecting our own. I go to supermarkets and I see 5 different type of breads, which means we have 5 different bakeries.
Yeah.
You have, for example, Rudolph Samuel. He has a bakery in Middle Region. He sells his bread in that neighborhood. Is he a competition to Canada? Sure he is. But he's just a bakery.
Yeah.
Then you have a few others that are bakeries, but they are also big supermarkets. Think on Sunny Food, think on Carrefour. These are big supermarkets that also bake. They have a full-fledged bakery now. And that puts a serious strain on places like Carl and Sons. Then you have all these foreign breads that keep coming in.
The whole summer, why are we importing bread still then?
Again, it's what we call the free market. That's the capitalistical part of our economy. We can also say we're going to protect the economy and nobody can import breads anymore and nobody can bake anymore. And then you give Carl and Sons the monopoly. That's not how the economics work.
Yeah.
You know, we got to be careful though with when we jump to a defense. I think we have allowed big supermarkets to open bakeries, and that was a big mistake. If somebody opens a bakery, because when Carl and Sons had his bakery, did he put out Scott out a bakery and Back Street?
No.
Exactly. So bakeries can work. Leave the bakeries and leave them specialized, do what they want. You got a French bakery down on Airport Road.
Yeah.
You know, let's create. Nothing wrong because they're not competing against each other.
No.
Sliced bread is sliced bread. Butter bread is butter bread. You know, lard bread is lard bread. But if you allow other big supermarkets to start compete, because they're the ones that's supposed to be selling the bread for you. Yeah. If they're making their own bread now, they're going to knock them out. And I think that's the biggest problem.
You said the word that I love to hear there. What are we doing to protect our people? Protection of our people. Listen, and this is on all aspects.
Yeah.
The price of land today in Sint Maarten, your Sint Maarteners can't buy it, you know?
No, they can't.
They can't buy it, you know?
I own land, and my policy is this. Everybody else getting good money for their land, so I'm going to ask good money for mine. You don't want to buy it, land don't rot. You're going to leave it there. That's the mentality you also have, because that's an asset. But I am not a big proponent of selling. I want to develop and lease it out for 50 years.
Yeah.
So with my family, I can safeguard their future.
Correct.
Land is a scarcity. So whatever we do, we got to keep that in the back of our mind. We don't have much land. Do we go up? Do we want to become Singapore full of skyscrapers? No, we don't want to. We're a Caribbean island. When it comes to how do you help the small man, how do you control your prices, you need to start doing it yourself. If we don't plant, if we don't fish for ourselves, if we don't do animal husbandry, chicken farms, you don't need 5. Yeah, you need 1 of each.
But the thing about all that you're saying, government need to facilitate this for the people.
And that's why, Billy,
it's government
we
job.
said as a no, we want a ministry of agriculture, animal husbandry, and fisheries. And why did we want that? Because we wanted to legalize cannabis. Cannabis is $1 trillion business. Weed is $1 trillion business. That money that spins off of there, we can boost our agriculture sector ministry to the roof. Yeah. But no, we want to build a $40 million prison instead of putting money into the agriculture so you have food security, food sustainability, etc., and people working. Yeah. We prefer to lock them up instead of putting them to work. That was the NA's plan. And we are against that.
Is there any danger in legalizing cannabis?
No. Billy, let me explain something. I listened to the previous speaker, where you need data. If you can't see that half of Sint Maarten using cannabis, then you're blind. You don't need data for that because I ain't telling you I'm smoking. What's wrong with you? So the police will come and pick my ass up because they got your report? Come better than that. Nobody, listen, Billy, you can see how much people are in jail. You can see how much people are on the streets. You can go by schools. Any place you go, marijuana has a very distinct scent. Sometimes I wonder if I am marijuana haven.
But when you say legalizing it, because I got a lot of questions on that, Bunks. Got a lot of questions.
I mean, you as a sportsman, I understand that.
Yeah, not a sportsman. I looking at you're giving more young people accessibility to it.
They have it already. Yeah, Let us stop pretending that they can't get it now.
No, but we're probably giving more now.
No. Because we legalize alcohol, we legalize all the drugs in the drugstore. But that's okay. Because those people that making that money ain't we black Sint Maarteners. Okay. And I'm saying legalize it for us here. What's wrong with we?
So when we legalize,
Why must I give it to the people from abroad?
Legalize to sell, legalize to smoke, legalize to do what?
They both go hand in hand, Billy. They're smoking it now anyway. They're growing it now anyway. We doing as if they ain't growing marijuana in Sint Maarten. Please, stop it. We got enough grow houses here. We got better growers here than most probably in Grenada. I mean, we got to stop acting as if it ain't so.
How control you think that's going to be?
But Billy, this is where social control comes in. And listen carefully to what I'm going to tell you now. Who you think runs the gangs? Who you think runs the problems at the schools? The people that deal in this business. So if I give it to you and I legalize it, you think, and I tell you, nobody under 18 smoking, you're going to lose your license. You really believe they're going to sell it to the 16-year-old? The tourists coming in, they could have the little stands on the boardwalk. Over here, you can smoke. Come, buy it, pay a little $10 card, like they do in Tortola, and you can go and smoke. We get what? 1.5 million tourists we're going to start having? If 500,000 smoking, that's 500,000 that are legally now paying for cars $5 million. Yeah. Billy, this is a big business. This is a business where you have growers, where you have distributors, where you have retailers, where you have coffee shops. A lot of people are going to be legally working.
Are you going to put the rule like in Hollywood, you can smoke it indoor?
Yes, Billy.
Not outdoor, all about the
no, that's why we have the coffee shops. The coffee shop system. You don't put it around a school, you don't put it by a sports facility. You look for locations and you put it there. Look, everything has to be done in moderation and within a structure.
Just for the record, it is legal in Holland in coffee shops.
It is tolerated, not legal. It's tolerated. Okay. In America, it's legal. We call it the green zone in all those places now. You go there, you buy it, and smoke it there. Nobody troubling you. In I think it's now 13 states in America, it's legal. What's the
revenue for government on that? How the government collect tax on the grower?
Sure. They collect 25% tax. We want 25% tax of it. So if you're selling something for $10, $2.50 is mine. It costed you $1 to grow. You see the margin of money there? And because this is now legalized money, they can get a bank account.
Because I heard about legalizing marijuana, then I hear about giving it to one person only as a concession. No.
No.
Now you can't get to one person though.
I told them already. I told that gentleman in no uncertain terms. This is not for no group from Canada. So he came and explained himself. He said, no, what Buncamper talking about and what we talking about is two different things. They're going to do the study for the law and how to implement it. We don't need no study for no law. Yeah. We can go in Holland and look at the law. We can look at how it works in Holland. So there's no need to go no place to do it. We have the people that need to do this. Writing laws is a very specific something, and I agree with that piece. Yeah. But we can take over a lot of laws.
Bunch, we're on 5 minutes. This is your last interview, and like I said, you initially got me here this morning. Tell us about your voting, why you voted for you. Tomorrow, less than 24 hours away.
Billy, we need politically intelligent people to negotiate consensus from conflicts. You notice how many conflicts we have had in the past 14 years. And also be able to create a framework for this country's stability. We talk about electoral reform, but we need a framework. How are we going to really do this? So we can also improve the quality of living for all our families. Because every time a government falls, you're up shit street, like they say. You don't know what's happening with investments. You don't know where we're going as country. Never again should we be allowed to be lied to. We gotta punish those fearmongers, those power-hungry people that after 17 days they threw down a government to get back in to cover up what they had to cover. Billy, you notice houses stop building?
Yeah.
Okay. Ask yourself why. Because they need to get back in to get the money. Because they ain't got it. Billy, the now will create the wealth to put more money in the pockets. The Buncamper Effect will get this done. I humbly ask all the people to come out and vote. Family, friends, colleagues, neighbors, and the community in general. Come out and do the right thing. Vote. Vote Buncamper.
You're number 2?
I am number 2.
On the now
On
slate.
the now slate. Tuesday morning.
What number on the list are you? Everybody's
Sixth. We are the sixth. We are the sixth slate. We are the sixth slate, and I'm the number 2.
Yeah.
All you got to do is open that page on the right hand side. You can see that yellow slate.
Oh, somebody asked me to ask this, Bunks. The red pen that we're talking about, is it provided by the government?
Yes. It will be in the voting booth. You will see the red pencil. Please make the circle or the dot inside of the circle.
Don't come out.
Don't write on it. Don't say I love you. Don't say no bad words. Don't do nothing. Just vote according to the rules. Every vote has a serious value. Tuesday morning, Billy, is going to be a brighter day of hope, happiness, opportunity, prosperity, and entrepreneurship are the tools that we will then have to our ability to create wealth in Sint Maarten. Sint Maarten needs a new beginning. Election day is our crossroads. We are there tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock. And we would have passed.
We go from 8 to 8?
8 to 8.
8.
And at 8 at night, we have passed. Never again the failures of the past should be able to take place. We are going to be voting for a better future, people. We are going to be voting for the Now Party, the Buncamper Effect. I need all of us to wake up tomorrow morning and say a prayer for this country. We need prayer. But remember this, we shall fear no evil, for we are God-fearing people.
Bunks, thanks for joining us. Wishing you all the best. Thanks, you don't want to get me out, like I said on Sunday. So thanks for joining us. Buncamper with us.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. I really appreciate it. To the people, tomorrow, come out, do what you have to do. Vote Buncamper, vote now. Bunks is out.
Relax. There's no help without wealth. Up next.